Greetings, everybody. VC, others who may be watching. Hey, it's James. Back here on the internet. It's been a while, and but I had a little inspiration. Sherv and I, Sherv Julius Jabbar, him and I were talking recently about the Black Lion label, and just riffing about that. It's always been for us at least a little bit of a mysterious label. Um, Started in 1968, I believe. A gentleman, Alan, forgot his name again, Alan Bates, gentleman in London, started this label in I think 1968. And a cool label. I was thinking it's almost like a cheap heat kind of a thing because these their releases are regularly available, always inexpensive, and really good, um, just really good jazz. They did other things too, um, but a lot of just really good, just straight ahead jazz. I think they get lost in the shuffle. If you think about the classic, straight ahead types of labels like Blue Note, Prestige, Verve, MRC, um, a few others that I'm maybe not remembering. But they're just quality jazz records, I'll show you the releases that I have. Nice label, and the mystery for me is the kinds of things that they put out. Some seem to be actual Black Lion releases, but they reissued a lot of things too, from different labels, and yeah, just good stuff. I thought I'd do a quick little talk about it. I've kind of had a revival recently with what I would call just straight ahead jazz. Like a lot of you out there, my evolution with jazz, got to the point where hadn't been listening to the swing and straight ahead stuff from the 50s and 60s for a long time because I was, exploring, getting deeper into other forms of jazz. But sometimes I realized that, everything doesn't always have to be a rare release. It doesn't have to be spiritual, avant, free, modal, all these things, because we're always like pushing and wanting to get deeper into it. But then it's kind of returning to your first love and realizing, at least for me, why I fell in love with jazz in the first place. And a lot of these records are inspiring me to dig deeper back into that straight ahead kind of thing. So I'll show you what I have. Um, Not a lot. Here's one. This is Sonny Stitt and the Giants, called Night Work. This is from recorded in Zurich, 1967. You have Howard McGee, Walter Bishop, Tommy Parter, and Kenny Clark. But again, like I said, I don't know if this was an actual, release on Black Lion or it was reissued from another label. But Sonny Stitt, Night Work, some good straight ahead stuff. Bud Powell, The Invisible Cage. It's a trio, 1964 in Paris. Maybe this came out again on another label at some point. But the great Bud Powell, a trio called The Invisible Cage. What do we got here? Barney Kessel. They did a lot of these live in Montreux, and they always have this kind of extra logo here. This is Barney Kessel, called Summertime in Montreux, July 4th, 1973. Beautiful work from Barney Kessel. I was listening to this the other day, and Barney Kessel, I often forget that his playing is more, I don't know if I want to say advanced, but his playing is more, it's more special than just a lot of just straight ahead jazz guitar. Really nice stuff on here. Yeah, Barney Kessel is that one. Um, and he has other ones. There's a number of Barney Kessels on Black Lion. Really good one. This is a great one. Howard McGee, Shades of Blue, with George Coleman, Junior Mance, George Tucker, and Jimmy Cobb. Recorded in New York, 1961. Interesting that the sleeve or the cover photo is by Val Wilmer, who also forgot the book she wrote, but that's that famous jazz book. Val Wilmer, Howard McGee, Shades of Blue. And the number to go. This is great. Legendary Oscar Peterson or Oscar Pettiford, featuring the great Attila Zoller, the Hungarian guitarist. This is stuff recorded in 1959 in Vienna. And the other thing, this is a British. The other thing about Black Lion is you can find copies from different countries. There's British pressings, there's American pressings, there's German pressings. There might be some other ones too. But again, these are really good straight ahead jazz records that could stand toe to toe with, some of the other labels I mentioned. Recording's always really good. But again, there's reissues too, so it's kind of a hodgepodge of things. Just really nice, just really good, just jazz records, right? Everything doesn't always need to be advanced. Just good straight ahead jazz. It just feeds your soul. This is a recent pickup. Sonny Stitt, Autumn in New York. This is actually a German pressing on this one. Was originally recorded in. This is kind of a comp in terms of there's tracks from Zurich, October '67, and then some live tracks recorded at Birdland, 1962. This is a quartet with Sonny Stitt, Walter Bishop, Tommy Parter, and Kenny Clark. And then a few of the tracks that were recorded in Birdland also feature Howard McGee. Sonny Stitt, he's the man. He gets kind of lost in the shuffle sometimes too. Here's another one, another Montreux. This is Bill Coleman and Guy Lafitte, the French tenor player. This was the same show as the Barney Kessel that I showed, July 4th, 1973. Bill Coleman on trumpet and flugelhorn, Guy Lafitte on tenor, and then you have your rhythm section, including the wonderful Danielle Humar on drums. Black Lion, 1973. And the last LP I have is Ben Webster, Saturday Night at the Montmartre. Beautiful Ben Webster. This was recorded at the Montmartre Jazz House, 1965. And I've been having a revival of Ben Webster too, and no one plays a ballad like Ben Webster. Gorgeous. I mean, if you want to hear what a ballad's supposed to be, the version of My Romance on here is just breathtaking. Ben Webster is the man. The lineup is Kenny Drew, Neil Henning Orsted Peterson, and Alex Reel on drums. 1965 in Copenhagen, Ben Webster. And then I have a couple CDs. This is Sahib Shihab Conversations. This is recorded at Montmartre, 1963. The LP, there's an LP out there called House Party. It's the same album. This has a couple of bonus tracks. So that's an example of a one of the reissues they did. And speaking of reissues, there's an expanded thing because I don't have it, but I know Sherv has a Sun Ra from the French Actuel label that's on Black Lion. So it's kind of interesting. They were really pulling it from a lot of different places in terms of reissuing things. And speaking of that, this Charles Tolliver Grand Max, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the LP out there from the Loosdrecht Jazz Festival in Holland, 1972. Great Charles Tolliver on this one. John Hicks, Reggie Workman, and the wonderful Alvin Queen on drums. So yeah, give some love to the Black Lion label. Like I mentioned, these are they're out there, they're affordable. I mean, at most you're going to spend $10 for one of these. You know, if they're priced the way they're supposed to be priced. And again, just solid jazz records, man. Black Lion, and there's something, I don't know, there's always been something about these two in terms of the way the presentation is and the typography and even their logo. There's something, it feels sort of a little exotic is a way I think about it. Even the typeface of the notes, it just has a special quality to it that every time I see a Black Lion, I'm gonna look at them. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick one, talk about Black Lion label. Check it out, and yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.